time, all-timers.
All time. Rest in peace. The late, great Willie Mays. Sad week. But we're going to celebrate Willie here on the podcast. Giants are in Alabama. I don't know who they're playing, but I do know my mom and my brother are there.
Really? In Bama?
They flew out.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great.
They're on the TV. Bev says she's right behind the Giants dugout.
For an organization like the Giants that is so long and storied, like you see Will Clark telling stories of Willie. I mean, he stuck around the organization for a long time, even after his playing days. So the impression that he had wasn't just in his generation when he played, but it's far beyond that. I imagine he impacted your brother as well.
Oh, definitely. I mean, he used to talk to Willie, and that's the thing about the Giants is it's a family. And it's like if you played with the Giants, doesn't matter your manager, doesn't matter when, like they want you around the organization, around the team. Spring training, trips, like events, like it's really a family, and it holds on to the legacy of Willie was 93, so like a long legacy from the Giants from when they're out in New York to the Bay Area and extending through Barry Bonds as well, because they're all family.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll talk about how we're going to pay homage to Willie, but I look at his career and subsequently it's summarized somewhat by that catch. Willie Mays in the catch, right? And then most recently we saw a player, I believe it might have been Tennessee, make a similar one in College World Series. And no one, literally the minute he caught it, everyone thought of Willie in the catch, right?
Yeah.
And there's just there's moments of his career that just span so many generations because of that.
Yeah, I think he was a 24-time All-Star, like 12-time Golden Glove. You could just kind of go on and on and on about the accolades. But let's get into the show here. Welcome to Big Ben and K Winn on NoFilter.net, Caffeine TV, and YouTube. More of an audio podcast person? Don't worry, we got you covered. Download, listen, and subscribe wherever you get your podcast. I'm K Winn. He's Big Ben, and he doesn't believe Boston is going to go back-to-back because someone in the Western Conference is going to come out.
Someone in the West. By the way, you jinxed Tatum. You kept texting me Tatum's got the MVP.
He should have.
Got the MVP.
Apparently, they don't like people who get 11 assists, 9 rebounds, and score 30-plus points. He got robbed. Tatum got robbed.
I think the Celtics rigged it for Brown. They want Brown's, I think, the face of the franchise. He is the guy that they want people to see when they think of Boston.
I think Adam Silver rigged it. He didn't rig it. Brown deserved it, but this is why I think it is good for the NBA. Because as of next year, I believe he's the highest paid player in all of the NBA. So your highest paid player wins an NBA championship and is the Eastern Conference Finals MVP, or Eastern Conference MVP, and NBA Finals MVP. Adam Silver couldn't have drew it up better. This was the year of Celtics.
He might have wanted one more game out of that series. One more game. But the fact it happened, you almost saw it when they were playing in Dallas during Game 4. I wouldn't say there was disinterest in winning it in Dallas, but they definitely the Celtics wanted to win it for fans. Rabid fan base. Season's up. Roy knows the season's up too. Season is up. I want to focus back on the Western Conference.
Okay.
The offseason's already off and going. Josh Giddey, in exchange for Alex Caruso.
Whoa, when did that happen?
From the Thunder to the Bulls. And I'm going to talk physically. They look very the same. Facial features, hair, makeup, not so much. Couldn't be more opposite. Josh Giddey's like this, suave kid from Australia, and Alex Caruso went to Texas A&M and bald and beard. So the offseason's already kicking. Some would say, I guess the grades came back that the Thunder got the better of that deal. I don't see how that's possible, but so the things are already happening. So what I need from you is look across the Western Conference and you got to lease a team for the next 4 years, and there's lots of options. If this is a car lot, there's a lot of good looking cars. Who are you investing in? Let's say it's a stock even. Who are you investing in over these next 4 years?
So who's the NVIDIA stock?
Exactly.
Who's going to triple their revenue, triple their growth, gain their market share? So I'm going to give you some NBA offseason headlines before I make my pick. That'll give me some chance to draw this out a little bit and think about it in my head before I vocalize it on the pod. I want to start with the Lakers. You have the NBA draft coming up next week. It is on, I believe it's on Thursday. All eyes are on LeBron James because he's a free agent. All eyes are on Bronny James because he is a potential draft pick. Lakers have the 17th overall pick and a second-round pick, and Bronny has only worked out for the Phoenix Suns and Los Angeles Lakers. So I'm interested in the Lakers because we haven't seen this in professional sports since Ken Griffey Sr. and Ken Griffey Jr. It would be an amazing storyline. I don't know if it'll last the next 4 years, but at least a couple years of watching father-son in LA. That's one headline I'm watching. The second, Ant-Man. Is he going to live up to the hype? I proclaimed him the next Jordan. You said he wasn't. A lot of people said he is it. In his first year in the playoffs 2 years ago, got swept by the Nuggets. This past year, beat the Nuggets, got to the conference finals. Can he take the next step? But I'm leasing the Oklahoma City Thunder. They got Shea. They got Jalen. They got Chet. And they got better with this Alex Caruso trade. Giddey was okay, but they needed more defense, which is even better on the perimeter, but they got to do something else. The Gordon Hayward trade did not do anything. Gordon didn't even really play. So I think we're going to see a couple moves. I think we're going to see a free agent signing. And get this, I don't want this to happen, but if it does, I might be okay with it. Klay Thompson to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Maxim, get a vet, get a shooter. You don't need to create a play for him. You can't double Shea. You got Jalen Williams. So I'm leasing the Oklahoma City Thunder over the next 4 years because we've only seen the floor. We haven't seen the ceiling yet.
I agree with you. Sam Presti's a magician, and he even came out and said, like, he humbled himself. He goes, Gordon Hayward was not the move to make at that time. He didn't say it cost them a chance at a title or Western Conference championship, but he did come out and say that's just not the move I should have made. And you're right. He's probably going to look to rectify it this offseason. Klay Thompson in Oklahoma City would be. Could you imagine Shea and him in the backcourt? Yeah. I mean, pick and pops all day. And Klay, he can play D if he needs to. Him and Caruso, it'd be good perimeter D. Okay, here's where I'm going. I'm calling it. You talked about stocks, market share.
Still here.
You just missed my ramble. You missed my. Who's that guy that Big Money or who's on the CSNBC? Mad Money.
Jim Cramer.
Jim Cramer. I was going Jim Cramer on around the NBA. Here's who I'm going with. So when you look at stocks or teams, you want to buy low, right? If I go out and buy high and they tumble, I get no return on my investment. I'm going to buy proverbially pretty low in terms of the stature of the franchise where they're at today. I'm going to go with the Spurs.
Ooh.
You have Wemby, who is turning 20 maybe this upcoming season? Maybe 21, if that, right? So you have the cornerstone of your franchise. And we have seen, we saw extraordinary things from Wemby. That was scratching the surface. Like, this guy is going to be nuts over the course of the next 2, 3 years, 4 years. And I think he is such an attraction that players are going to want to play with Wemby. And I think he's more of an attraction than, say, I would say anyone else in the NBA. He's a unicorn. So I'm going to go buy a team who we've seen it with the Spurs before. Go out, get a 4-year window, and win a championship or two. And I think they can do that with Wemby. And especially if Popovich stays around, which Popovich may be the Willie Mays of the NBA in terms of coaches, because he might coach until he's 92. He
might. And I love that. You know why? Because you've got a franchise player, a generational talent in Wemby.
Generational.
and you've got a Hall of Fame coach in Popovich. So I know San Antonio doesn't have much except the Riverwalk and churros, but you got a great coach. You got a future star. They've got 4 draft picks this year. They've got the number 4, the number 8, I think the 35, and 1 the 40. So they could pair Wemby with 2 lottery picks, get a free agent. Wow. I did not see that coming, but I got to tip my hat to you. That's a great pick. San Antonio Spurs.
Who would you rather have coaching for you right now? Greg Popovich, all-timer, 3-time NBA champion, Olympic coach, just knows how to operate a team. One of the best coaches, probably, they're Phil Jackson, Pat Riley, or JJ Redick. I'm like, come on.
Pop.
Right? Pop's the CEO, right? He's the CEO of that company or team. Effectively, that's on the floor. Or JJ Redick.
I'd rather have Pop. He's a proven commodity. I mean, JJ's smart, bright, articulate, but he still has to coach. And I don't know if his personality will go over well with these young players because he's a brash, confident kind of player. But let's get back to San Antonio. I want to talk about this. Jokic won the title 2 years ago. Big man. Go way, way back when you were a younger lad. You had Hakeem, who was dominant. You had Shaq, who was dominant. You've got Wemby, who potentially could be the best two-way player in the league. A dominant offensive player? Not yet, but he's making strides. But he is dominant on the defensive end.
And I think
it could be a dynasty out there in San Antonio.
I want to call it a dynasty yet, but I'd call it I think the league's sleeping on that. Right? Because they had just an abysmal season. A lot of times Wemby
he didn't have any help.
He didn't have any help. Like, you looked at that team, and it looked like you took the final 4 teams, took the top 2 players, and just meshed them with Wemby and tried to throw them out on the floor. And it didn't work. Towards the end of the season, they made some strides. But, I mean, for a guy, he's just flown under the radar. Everyone's talking about Luka, and, Jaylen Brown, Tatum. They're not talking about Wemby because he wasn't in the playoffs. I think that's going to change next year.
Bold prediction. Wemby will be the defensive player of the year, and he will start in the All-Star game. He will receive the most votes and will be one of the captains this year.
Has there ever been a defensive player of the year and MVP in the same season? That's feasibly for Wemby. And that's probably the only...
I don't think Jordan got them both in the same year.
No. I don't think he did either. So that would... I mean, feasibly, Wemby is the only player in the NBA that you could look at that and go, yep, that could happen pretty easily.
Yeah. It should happen in his career multiple times before he's 24 years old. I think he'd be an MVP and a defensive player of the year.
That's a K Winn jinx right there.
I said I think. It's not a fact.
All right, let's get into some all-time teams.
Okay.
So when Willie Mays passed over there...
We're going to Major League Baseball right now. Got my O's hat on.
You too. They're playing well. Just beat the Yankees today. Smoked the Yankees.
Yeah.
Let's talk about all-time teams. So this is what I started thinking about was like where with the passing of someone, especially in let's take for example Kobe.
Someone who meant so much to the game.
Kobe, the strategy. Everyone talks about their legacy, and then ultimately people take it to where do they stack up? In where do we see them in cast a light compared to others? I thought, let's think of an all-time NBA or MLB team. Because for all intents and purposes, Willie Mays has to be on that team. If we're just doing one player, center fielder, Griffey might have to play left, but that's my thought. So I got the infield, you got the outfield.
Okay, we're just doing starters, right?
We're just doing starters. One team you're rolling out. And here's what I did. It was tough for me to look at mine because you could go all the way back to Honus Wagner, and I looked at our generation. Was I alive at least for a day while he was playing? Or you, for that matter. Fair. So that gave me about another decade. So
I went for the all-time greats.
Okay. All right, you start.
Okay.
Who's pitching?
Oh, I was ready to go to outfield. Okay, we're going pitching. All right, I get a starting 5. I'm starting. My number one frontline starter is Sandy Koufax.
Okay.
My number 2 is Roger the Rocket Clemens. 3, I'm going Greg Maddux. Got to slow it up a little bit, change the speed, fast games too. If we need to get out of town and get to the bar, we go Greg Maddux, like an hour game. Number 4, I'm going Nolan Ryan, Texas Heat.
Ooh, I like that.
High chin, strike him out. I know everyone says he didn't have the greatest percentage of wins, losses. He played for a shitty team with the Rangers. Got to go Nolan, the Ryan Express. Number 5, I'm going out to the Space Needle. Got to get another lefty in there. I'm going Randy Johnson.
Ooh, I'll book in the lefties.
Book in the lefties.
I like that.
And I'm not done. Closer. I'm going Mariano Rivera. He's got it
right.
Is there anyone in Dennis Eckersley from the A's? That's my setup man. How do you like that?
You wouldn't be able to pull Dennis from the game. Like he'd have to go out there a few times. I do like that. That's a great starting 5. All right. I'm gonna start with catcher.
Okay.
Okay, and here's who I looked at. I don't know if you've seen the documentary about Yogi Berra.
I haven't. I need to. I love
wonderful guy. Wonderful guy. I'll leave you that. I looked at Pudge.
Okay.
And I looked at Piazza.
Okay.
So I looked at the other makeup of my team, as you did with the pitching, in terms of what I needed from him as a batter. And I went with Pudge. I think, listen, this day and age.
Before or after the steroids?
Just before. Just before he got caught.
He could steal bases. He could hit, and he could throw
people out. He was amazing. There's no today's day and age. There's no. You're okay with a catcher being simply a decent catcher and a decent hitter. Like that's the expectation. Pudge would play every day, every game. You couldn't pull him out, and he was a weapon at the plate. Throw people out on the base path. Like that's unheard of today. Mm-hmm. There's no one like Pudge today. No one close.
No one even close.
No one even close. So I went Pudge at catcher. First baseman. This was a toss-up for me.
I know. This is hard.
Because these guys didn't really overlap generationally. Like, they kind of came right after each other. For me, at least, these two guys. Big Hurt, Frank Thomas, and Albert Pujols.
Okay.
Pujols had
no McGuire?
Just before the steroids?
No, after for him.
Dudes, I think, my own personal opinion, McGuire was eating steroids at the age of 13. He's massive. I looked at Big Hurt, and then I looked at Pujols. Pujols was around longer.
Yeah.
Seemed like Big Hurt had a decade of just absolute hitting 308. I'm gonna go with the Big Hurt.
Whoa, over Albert?
I like Big Hurt.
Albert's got the World Series rings too.
I think the Big Hurt, to be honest, I wanted to be the Big Hurt growing up. There's some sentimental stuff going on right there. Second base, Rod Carew. Exactly. It was an Adam Sandler movie. Adam Sandler homage to Rod Carew. I looked at Sandberg.
Yeah.
I looked at Roberto Alomar. I like Rod Carew.
Love it. Angels. Shout out to Rod Carew.
Third base.
Ooh. I'm wondering where you're going to put this next guy. If you're going to put him at short or you're going to put him at third base.
The person you're mentioning didn't even get considered, to be honest.
There's two people I'm mentioning here.
All right, so here's what I consider at third base, just for nostalgia's sake. Edgar, he's a DH. Two guys, Wade Boggs, because I looked at what I needed in the lineup. Wade Boggs, I need a contact hitter, someone to put the ball in play, or George Brett. Ooh. George Brett was a .310 lifetime hitter.
Yeah.
Played for a long time in a small market. If you would have played in New York or LA, we're going George Brett. Okay. And then shortstop, 3 evaluated. Cal Ripken.
Yeah, that's where I was going. Are you going to put Cal at short or third?
Derek Jeter.
Yeah, and your boy.
Who?
A-Rod.
No, not considered. A-Rod was not considered.
Okay.
Ozzy for defense, Derek for a blend of defense and offense, and Cal just for longevity. I went with Derek Jeter.
Yeah.
Captain the team. Captain the team. So George Brett at third, Derek Jeter, Rod Carew, Big Hurt, and Pudge behind the plate.
So there's a third baseman I think you should have considered. No disrespect to George Brett. Chipper Jones. Did you think about him at all?
Listen, Chipper played in the era where TNT literally owned the Atlanta Braves. So all you saw was Chipper Jones, Terry Pendleton, all these guys that played, because TNT would play nationwide and they played all the Braves games. Not that Chipper wasn't good. I just think he was seen. Therefore, people thought he was good because he played well when you watched him.
Okay.
That's my theory.
That's fair enough. Chipper still raked, though.
He did. He was a good hitter.
He was good.
All right, give me your outfield.
All right. This was easy. The three best players to ever play Major League Baseball are all outfielders. Number 1, number 2, number 3. I've got Babe Ruth in right field. I've got Willie Mays in center. I got Barry Bonds in left. I got 2 San Francisco Giants. And Hank Aaron, I've got him as our DH. I wanted to put him in there, but I couldn't take Babe out the lineup. And Babe could also pitch. So Hank will play
when
Babe is pitching.
When Babe's got a spot start.
Or if Babe had too many beers, because the rumor has it he ate a lot of steaks, ate hot dogs, and drank beers, and that was his diet. That's my outfield.
Listen, in the not so near future, we're going to have the opportunity to literally put these people on a figurative field with some sort of AI generation impersonation of these people with like their actual swing. So it'll be, I don't know. I think about how much baseball has changed and is going to continue to change, where we're not going to see players like this very often. Yeah. And I don't know if it's the games, there's more games and it's more of a grind, or if it's just the fact that people are making so much money up front and more money than ever that I don't really need to play that much longer. I don't have a purpose out there. I'm not,
Guaranteed contracts.
Right. But again, you give Rendon a guaranteed contract and he says, I don't really know if I want to play anymore, right? That's the thing with baseball. You get a guaranteed contract and, you don't have to guarantee an output or any performance stipulations around it, right?
Same with Monty Williams. He's guaranteed $65 million over the next 4 or 5 years.
Let's see if he wants to come on the podcast.
He should.
I mean, he's got enough money where he doesn't need to do much forever.
No.
All right, College World Series.
Yeah, we've got Tennessee versus Texas A&M. This is an SEC matchup. Last year, it was an all SEC final. I believe 3 out of the last 4 years, it's been an all SEC final. Pac-12, where are you at? West Coast teams. I thought baseball is a West Coast sport, but maybe the West Coast players are going to the SEC like they are doing in football and basketball.
I think have you ever been to like a college baseball game in like Mississippi, for example?
I haven't, but I've heard about it.
Baseball is very much operated as it's a big sport. It's like their stadiums are bigger.
It's like a AAA franchise.
Exactly. It's not like a tertiary. And this is the reason why there's not a ton of pro sports in and around the SEC. You look around and there is, mainly in Florida, but outside of that, there's Mississippi, there's no pro sports team. Louisiana, they got New Orleans. Arkansas, none. So these guys, like these college baseball, college basketball, college football.
In Tennessee, you got the Titans, but they don't count.
Right. So, I mean, you do have all these players that are like, where do I want to go play? I want to go play where people are going to come watch me play. Yeah. Or I'm going to be on TV or whatever, SEC network.
These schools get like 8,000 to 10,000 in the stadium on a Saturday and a Friday night. If you go watch UCLA or USC, it's probably like 200 or 300 people. And so, like, if you're an 18 to 22-year-old baseball stud, I want to go play in an environment where there's 10,000 people every day.
Yeah, where I'm getting heckled. Where if I hit a homer, people are, chucking them beers in the left field all at once. Or there's water park. Like, SEC is far and away fun is the wrong word. Their fan base is more engaged in every sport.
Yeah.
Like the Pac-10 or the Pac-12 when it used to be, we got other stuff to do. There's more, I'd rather go bouldering than watch the UCLA Bruins play baseball.
But also like the Big Ten and the Big 12, great football conferences in terms of fandom. Same for basketball. For baseball, no. It's the SEC. I'm sorry. It's the SEC for baseball. I can't wait. 2 out of 3, winning team, winning K Winner Big Ben gets a hat.
I love that. The last thing I'll say on the SEC is like, compared to the Big Ten, do you want to go to a game in like a parka and sit there for 3 hours shivering? No, you want to have a polo on, able to tailgate. The more I talk about this, the more I envy the SEC.
Yeah,
just partially, actually quite a bit. But yeah, big matchup. Tennessee's first time ever being in a College World Series final in terms of baseball since the inception of the program.
Best overall record. Some say it's the best overall team. Been to Omaha twice. They've been a bridesmaid, never been a bride.
3-game series.
Yeah.
I'll be watching. I already sent you the hat I like. I already did some research there. That probably jinxed it, but we'll see.
Before we let you go, I just want to be the first one to wish you a very happy birthday. It's a milestone birthday. You are joining an elusive club, and I want to say welcome to the club.
Is it elusive or exclusive?
It's exclusive, but you might not want to tell people how old you are, so you got to be a little elusive.
Elusive, yeah. Thank you. You're the second person, actually. Went to Mexican food.
Gail beat me?
Nope. I got a little candle and a thing of vanilla ice cream, and I was saying happy birthday to. So
wait, what did you order?
Churros.
Ooh. Well, now that you're in the special club, you might need some Tums and Pepto-Bismol to go to sleep tonight.
I'm not feeling that good right now. I'm kind of sleepy, and the stomach's a little groggy. I'm looking forward to 40. To be honest, before you got on, I was looking. I go, man, really the only kind of brownish hair is literally my mustache. Like, by default, I might have to go with mustache this summer.
You should. I tell Jen, I don't trust anyone that doesn't have gray hair.
I know, right? Because it's I don't know how I think God gives
her existence in the world is not very long. They don't have experience of real life.
Exactly. Right.
They haven't been through some stuff.
My dad told me, he goes, Ben, listen, there's one thing I will tell you. The day you turn 40, the minute you wake up on your 40th birthday, you are going to be entirely gray. So you might see a just full silver fox going. We'll see. I don't know. I'll let you know.
We'll see.
Thank
Take
you.
a picture. Send it out.
I will. It's skydiving tomorrow.
Wow. Have you ever been?
Never.
Who are you going with?
Myself.
Who's driving you there?
Me. It's like people act like this is a surgery or something. It's like, no, I'm just getting on a plane and jumping out of it and getting back in the car and going.
You're not scared of heights?
I am very scared of heights, but
you need someone to push you out.
I'm going to have someone with me.
Goes back to my original point. Who's going with you?
Tandem. I got some tandem. The biggest, call it trainer, whatever they want to call them.
Where is this in Seattle?
It's about 30 miles north in Snohomish. You just take the plane up, drop you down, and then the plane
I'm telling you right now, that Mexican food is going to hit you.
I know, I got to get that out of me. I got to go get a fiber supplement.
That was a bad choice. You should have ate a kale salad before you went skydiving.
I gotta, yeah, you're right. You're right.
I'm going to wear a diaper.
They're going to tell me I'm overweight and I'm going to have to go purge or something.
What time do you go?
I go at noon.
Okay. I'll send you motivational text.
I'll do a little GoPro and have it posted on Big Ben K Winn.
Love it.
That's untrue, but.
All right. Well, we'll get you out of here so you can celebrate even further.
Thank you, sir. All right.
K Winn, nofilter.net. Caffeine TV, YouTube, live every week. Audio podcast. We are Apple, iHeart, Pandora.